What's going on, everyone? Happy 4th of July. Let's go, Murica. This video is going to be just covering the 3 most requested tickers here from X, formerly known as Twitter. And yeah, I'll try to post it maybe on YouTube. Some of you guys told me that you prefer videos on YouTube rather than just on X. So that's what we'll do. And we'll cover, as I've said, 3 stocks. So let's see which ones are the most liked ones, and then I'll just talk about, again, we don't want this video to be too long, obviously, so let's get to the point here. First of all, hope everyone's having a good weekend. Enjoy the long weekend. And by the way, already a lot of people just joined us, the Flow Trading Discord, right? So if you did, welcome aboard, and look for a DM from me, kind of a welcome message to get you acclimated in the server. And anyone who does want to join, we're probably going to close it sooner than expected, potentially, because spots are filling up. So anyways, yeah, you can see my pinned post. This is Orlando. Now, let's see what do we got. So BTBT with 4, got INTC with 4, GME with 8. Oh, and another GME. So you lunatics, you like GME, huh? All right, so we got GME now over, like, okay. Then Unity. And what's this? Tesla. And I think I saw another Tesla comment as well. So, okay, you, Tesla, and Jimmy, right? And that's it. Now everything is bought. View probable spam. You see, I knew it. Look how creative this is. And I know like some, yeah, even more. You see, I know some of you guys. So probable spam X thinks that it's actually like real people, you guys. While all these freaking bots are, that's crazy. Let's see if we got anything more here. No. Okay. All right. So yeah, these are the 3. So let's do it. Let's start, right? First of all, nothing I say here is financial advice or tax advice or any type of advice. Everything I talk about is for educational and entertainment purposes only. I just cover. I'm going to tell you what I see, what I do, what I think. I'll look at some option flows, the chart and everything, and we'll go from there. All right, so we said this is actually kind of relevant, right? IWM is, I've talked about that. I've been pretty bullish on ever since we, which still is, in my opinion, going to see a strong relative strength against other indices and especially mega caps, but that's later on. Well, we don't have time for this in this video. It's not what it's about, but it's playing out. And small caps, mid caps, the stocks you just asked about, they're kind of, even Tesla, which I call it the biggest meme stock in the market, which I'm still long, but this is something that you gotta understand, all of us, that it moves like a growth stock and kind of like a meme stock more than true tech play. So all right, Tesla, again, we can't let this video be too long, so let's just cover quick. Tesla, you guys know I like to trade it a few times a year, have been for many years, make a living out of it basically. Only a few times a year, that's it. I don't trade it often. I look for the big macro swings, whether it's downside shorted it in 2022, whether it's upside, the squeezes based on market makers positioning and option flows. And lately, what we've talked about in the Discord, obviously, is we wanted a selling climax, which we got with the Elon and Trump crazy. When Elon went stupidly crazy on X, on Trump. So anyways, we got it. They forgot the sell-off. Then we kind of recovered nicely. Still rejected from my channel here from the all-time high, from the top that we called 480s. So this is all playing out, right? And then what I talked about Discord, you guys already know it. And I'm going to talk much more about the Discord on daily streams. We update all the time. There are also a lot of interesting spreads that entered lately that we want to look at, right? But yeah, that's what we kind of called for. It played out beautifully, right? We wanted higher lows. We wanted a sell-off, which we kind of got. Stock closed down 5% here, but it actually went down even lower. Another something with Elon. I don't even remember why it sold off, but something with Elon as well. Touched golden ratio and recovered ever since. I like Tesla. I'm long Tesla, right? Obviously. I'm still long the stock, but I just now like it as well, as I've said, is a swing, as a macro, for a bigger macro trend. All right, there are a few things that are still in, a lot of flows that are overall entering. A lot of this is going to be arbitrage and some stock replacement strategies or hedges 90 something% of the flows, I just kind of look and say, okay, let's move to the next one. You see, this is looking like what a synthetic spread that's actually with the calls being deep in the money. So this is a lot of stuff that can gonna get you confused. Most people that read flows on Tesla don't truly understand it. And even the over the money calls that everyone pumped when it was the high 400s, you saw what happened later, right? So it's not relevant. You need to look at the positioning that can actually lead to market makers buying shares through delta hedging. And at the end of the day, most of the flows are hedges, but it's super useful again if you know how to utilize it. So this was pretty interesting to me, right? From July 2nd, it was a roll from July 3rd to August 8th, right? So basically expired yesterday. And now this was a new position that obviously you can tell by open interest that opened both sides of this one from almost non-open interest, as you can tell, right? Contracts, zero open interest on the call side, and now boom, everything translated into new position. So it tells you this is a big player, right? 51 million and 52 almost $1 million. Well, sorry, that's a roll. So yeah, $52 million on the call side and then 145 grand on the put side. It does look like they're shorting puts, longing calls. Again, it's a different type of strategy because of the calls are deep in the money. So move more like the stock, right? And then they're actually shorting the 155s, which are kind of a cheap contract, but they still want to make money out of it. But obviously Tesla will close above 155, right? Unless, I don't know what Elon, I don't even think Elon can do anything to drop it below 155 unless he really wants to buy more shares, right? Because he could. Maybe he wants more shares. He wants more percentage of the company. The theory running that I think makes sense. But yeah, that's just the daily, so it's kind of a short term for me. My time frame to look at, but that's still what I see from a lot of what we talked about and the flows and everything. We got higher lows from the April tariff lows, also June lows, and right now July lows. So this is looking good. Tesla will participate with the market and the melt up that's happening right now across the board. So yeah, everyone, I would suggest following the big rolls that happened in May. This is what we do. And from there, these are the levels that you want to watch. All right, I got a reverse fib from April lows to reverse to the all-time high. It kind of gives you, solid resistance levels that you want to break to confirm a new uptrend. You see golden pocket, which is the 0.65 to 0.618. That's the range of golden pocket. Rejected back here in end of March, rejected again end of April, but Fugazi set off and then it actually claimed it. When the stock sold off because Elon went ballistic on Trump, it literally touched the golden pocket, but already reversed it nicely. Touched golden ratio once again on this Tuesday, and reversed, so it's looking good. Okay, higher lows, that's what you got right now. And yeah, I'm long Tesla, I like Tesla. Support 293, 285, worst case scenario. And you go from there. You can obviously look at weekly closes and everything if you want. But to me, I don't look at technical patterns too much when flows are showing me what they're showing me. It can confuse you more often than not. So to me, just simplifying things, right? You look at trends, the channels, the uptrends, everything. You look at the simple things like double bottoms, higher lows. These are what matters when Tesla trends start, right? And again, from the prior all-time high from the 2021 bubble pop, obviously you see every time we got rejected until we flipped it when this dealer rolled and entered. Then we got the beautiful mega squeeze that we played to the upside into all-time highs that again we called for the 480s. So sometimes I'll tell you I don't know, right? Most of the time I'll tell you I don't know, but that's kind of the key, right? With a stock like Tesla and overall in trading, you gotta know what you don't know and when you don't know. So now I do have confidence that I like Tesla. That's why I'm in Tesla and I like it. And as I've said, this is the support to watch. Anyone who's not in the Discord, Flow Trading Discord, and want to kind of follow, make sure that you update just watch open interest anyway on Monday. Some relevant trades are, as I've said, the 350s for Jan 2027. It's really not big, 11, almost $12 million. Not crazy for a stock like Tesla at all. But it's been pretty interesting because July 1st was openers, then July 2nd was a spread, but still, a position that was rolled. So now what? Are they opening back in? I think they do. So you want to watch open interest. That's going to be interesting. And yeah, that's short term because I'm looking at the daily, but still. That's Tesla for you. I like it. I'm long from 160, as I've said, back in 2023. Waited for it. We got it. I bought it 160. That's my position. And obviously from there I play the cycles. And we're going to have a lot of fun on X, on Discord, obviously, with Tesla this summer. Next, as you guys said, GME. All right, so it's been a minute since I've looked at GME. I remember that it had the sell-off. Again, I don't look at it much. Like millions of people out there who do draw lines, and basically that's their whole shtick for like 4 or 5 years now, just talking about GME every day. You guys know that's I don't like doing it. But again, I got lucky, I guess. But I got a good average on GME, $14. So kind of the same drill. I play the cycles. When it pops like crazy, I sell calls. When IV, is expanded to a point where it's stupidly stupid, then I just sell corporate calls, and then almost always eventually it drops. You can even sell way over the money, as I've said, and then make money out of it. But I don't trade this stock short term at all. And I'm not gonna talk about everything I think fundamental speaking and everything, because there's no time for this in this video. So I'll just look at some flows, and I will say that this is kind of simple, right? You take the April lows to the highs. On this one, we gotta be on log just because the move was so extreme in the squeeze. That also was fun to trade. Over 500% move, right, in May of last year, crazy. But GME has been holding pretty nicely ever since in the past year. It's been holding nicely. It hasn't gone up like a lot of stocks just did go up and looked, very strong. But if you look at it now, it's been holding. I'm gonna do daily. I don't care weekly. I'll do weekly. I don't care daily chart. But yeah, it's been holding our obvious kind of supply demand zone, historically speaking, that we talked about on GME back from 2007, back from 2013. Everything. That's exactly where the first mega squeeze in Jan 2021, actually, liquidity got it all the way here. In February, you got the second squeeze, right? Kind of the second pump. And then once it dropped ever since for a few years, this is exactly the same range where it popped. So this was, also why Roaring Kitty entered, simplify the stonks. But ever since, we're holding nicely, and you're above golden pocket of this uptrend. So it's a solid look, to be honest. Kind of higher lows with more and more kind of speculations through option flows, and IV is kind of low right now on GME, by the way. I see IVP of HVP is 28%, historic volatile percentile, so that's not bad. Not bad at all, which means, again, it's, yeah, IV is relatively cheap right now. Now, in terms of the flows, so much noise on GME again. There's so much going on. And again, my theory has been this year, anyone who follows me, you guys know it, after the downside that we got overall in the market and then the upside, that most people is going to get squeezed, which actually has been happening. We've been seeing it a lot lately, is the one that sell calls. They're getting squeezed on a lot of stocks. Now, this one, to me personally, is a bit different, because on GME, I don't mind selling calls if it's going hundreds of percentages higher, because you make money either way. Whether you give up your shares, right? Like worst case scenario, that's how I look at it, but I make money from selling calls because premium is jacked. So that's how I've been playing it for years, and it's been working out almost every time. I think like once maybe I had to buy back, but again, it fell down much lower, so I just bought it back cheaper. So now I do like to stay in GME. Again, I think there's a lot of misinformation, by the way, about the fundamentals and the balance sheet. Definitely improvements, but having cash is nothing when the business model is still as retail driven as it is, the legacy business. So again, that's something that you gotta keep in mind. I'm not in the camp of bashing Ryan Cohen at all. I don't think he's at fault here. He's just trying to do his job with a company that was destined to bankruptcy just a few years ago. So I definitely think he's working hard and doing his thing, but I'm also not in the camp of being a simp for a CEO. So that's definitely not. Just trade your plan and have a thesis. And yeah, these are the levels I'll look for. I don't look at it much, again, only when people ask me in Discord and when we kind of find timely flows. If I'll go to 100 grand or even lower, as I do right now, to 10 grand here on Unusual Wealth, right? It's gonna show me a lot of retail as well, like a lot of noise, you see? So there's a lot of noise going on in on GME. It's kind of letting the flows come to you, and we have seen a bit, again, a lot of cold selling. You see a lot of put buying, spreads that hedging for not bullish, let's say, but again, it did drop already, like 20 something percent, and it's still not too much higher right now. So, you know, now you're starting to get more interesting. Maybe now cold sellers are going to get squeezed. You just need one player to potentially enter an option spread that's hinting for covering shorts and so forth. I don't see it yet. All right, I just don't. But it's going to happen. It happens every time on GME. And when it does, GME probably going to pop. So this is what I'd watch. Okay, 20 area, kind of a psychological level, obviously. But 19.7, that's the mega dark pool that we caught. That ever since, obviously, it's been holding nicely these levels, way above it. And that's the levels I'll watch. Dark pools usually move it often. You just got to look at big size at a timely manner. Timely manner means after a strong trend to either side and in an area that looks pretty liquid historically, you see? So look at this. Like literally look at this from 2022. Every time it touched this level, it pumped big. The 19.7, which is the dark pool level. So that's what you want to look for. Let the flows come to you. For now, I just don't see much. And again, I know a lot of you guys also in the Discord like trading it. So as always, if we find anything, we're going to analyze it as always and track it. But I don't watch it too much. The last one, Unity Software. All right, so I sold everything. No, I'm kidding, obviously. You guys know I like Unity. I'm bullish Unity. So this one going to be a bit quicker because, well, because I just made a 40-something minute video about Unity just not long ago. So go watch it if you need, guys, in our channel, the Flow Trading channel, obviously, right? YouTube. It's a public video, so you can watch it. And nothing's changed. To me, the most, the next two earning calls are super, super important. Like, you guys, you gotta understand, this is a recovery, deep value, turnaround story of a play for me, right? So again, I've been tracking Unity for many years. Even Iron Source, I used to invest in Iron Source before November 2022, even when they merged with Unity, and it didn't end well at all. It just didn't play out great. The merger, a lot of things that went badly, but again, once it kind of dropped to the 20th and below 20th, which was still in the 20s, right? So it's still, in my opinion, a bit early if we're right about this recovery story. But once he was at the 20 and below 20, also because of the flows, but also because I just liked it, fundamental speaking, I just liked it below 20, the value there. All right, so I've been a buyer. It actually just literally touched 2 months ago again, 3 months ago. Like in the tariff sell-off, it literally fell down all the way to 15 again, right? So this stock is could be still pretty early. But again, the next two reports are super important. I really, really liked. The last one was okay. It was decent, solid signs of recovery. But I'm not a fan of kind of only operating costs and everything. It gotta head back through actual margins and improvements from, as I've said many times, different industries, not only, classic gaming, and because that's what they do, but I think they got potential to enter into many various and different aspects of the markets to actually compete not only with AppLovin, but compete with many other companies. All right, so again, I like the new CEO. I think there's something there. A lot of the things I say right now, I already talked about in the long video, but just quick to tell anyone who hasn't watched it. Here, a bit of background. Okay, I'm long Unity. A bit disclaimer, guys. I'm long Unity. I'm long shares. I'm long options as well. I have call options. I have a lot of time for them, so I'm chilling and patient. But yeah, that's what I got. Pretty simple. You got the SNR channel, I call it, the support resistance flip channel that in the tariff sell-off, obviously with the market, it fell down below it, but then claimed it nicely. We just actually now had a solid week, up 7-something%, only on Friday. So not Friday, sorry, on Thursday, because Thursday was the last trading day, July 3rd. And we had a solid day right from, from this SNR channel that I had. And it's getting pretty tight here. It's getting pretty tight. These two channels. Okay, so yeah, that's technically speaking. I don't trade you short term at all. If you guys want to, obviously feel free, but I don't. I just like it long term. Always has been. And this is what, again, guys, you guys know, I actually talked about it on the stream yesterday, and we posted it on the Discord. But definitely something that I want to watch, because it's only, you see, that's for next Friday. So that's most likely a roll based on open interest and the type of fills that you got, and right before open, because market is closed on 10 a.m. Pacific time. So that's like 10 minutes before. So I think this is a roll from 26.5 calls and 25.5, and they're actually opening the new calls into the same expirations. So kind of adjusting the strategy, which is interesting because it does have solid size, right? If we're talking about the 28.5, 29. Yeah, I mean, you got 650 grand, and then the other one is basically 650 grand as well. So you got size, you got a few millions here from a floor trade 10 minutes before close. That's pretty interesting. And again, after a strong close on Thursday. And yeah, this is what I want to watch. Anyways, that's what I want to watch from here. The way that IV, and most of you guys probably know it, the way that options move is actually pretty interesting, which is pricing in a potential big move, as I've been talking about. So this is looking good. Anyone who's gonna be patient with this play, again, I could be wrong, and if I'll be wrong on this one, I'll say it, right? But for now, my thesis, as I've said, is 1 to 3 years. I'm patient. I think the turnaround could already be priced in pretty soon, this year already. But again, the next two reports are very, very important for this type of a company. And it would be cool to see some insiders buying, because they've been just selling and selling. And yeah, that's what I got for you. It's actually super interesting short term as well, I'm not gonna lie, because everything I just said, right? The channel's kind of, you even look, if you kind of take the, so this was a strong trend. And it was also, you see, so this was the local top, the beginning of the red channel that I have, but it's 2022, right? So I want to take a fib retracement from 2023 when the market truly recovered. So this is what I would call a local top that's not as affected by market conditions. So I'll take this downside all the way to the August 2024 lows, because that's all-time highs on Unity, right? 13.9. So on this cycle, let's see if it's interesting. Yes, it is. Literally touched golden ratio and rejected big time on the huge pump that we had on the report that I really liked. As I've said, this was okay report, the last one, like the last quarter, but this one's solid, really solid. That's why the stock truly pumped. But yeah, touched golden ratio and rejected. So this is what you want to see now. The 0.5, you just touched it and rejected on Thursday, but it's also not a true fib. It's also the half. It's only the half retracement, obviously, right? It's not really a Fibonacci number out of this sequence. Still always something to watch, which is the half, again, retracement. So yeah, 0.382 was solid support. I would say 22.7 still support, but I don't care. Like, again, as long as Unity is still showing me what they showed me, the company and the flows, obviously, and everything, like, I just like it. If we get a gift and it somehow gets much lower, I'll buy more. For now, I like it. I think we're getting pretty close to a potential breakout here, and that's especially because of how everything else looks in the overall markets. All right, so 30.69 noise is the golden ratio, and that's kind of the next resistance. Once this flips, I've already told you guys, my price target is up. It truly is. I think it could go, I think this could be a multi-bagger, like truly go much, much higher. And that's what I love the most, finding deep value plays. They still have to prove themselves a little bit more. I'm not saying be an amazing company in the next 2 quarters, because then the market will already probably start to price it in, right? But again, that's why I already like it. So that's Unity for you guys. All right, that's kind of the levels I would look short term. And I do believe that Unity is gonna be, we're gonna talk about it a lot on X. Let me know if you guys want more updates like I do, or in what type of updates to post on X. And obviously on Discord, I got you guys, we got you all the time. And I talk about it often as well on streams, on the recorded daily streams. So that's it, guys. I hope it helped. We did the 3 stonks. Yeah, is there anything else? No, I think that's it. Already pretty long of a video, so much love. Appreciate you guys for watching. Again, anyone wanted to join the Discord, we could literally close it at any point. We already have a lot that joined today, as I've said. So we never want to just saturate our community. It's all about quality over quantity. So yeah, feel free to join. If you have questions, feel free to ask me. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. Enjoy the weekend. Happy 4th of July. Much love. And I'll see you around on X. Peace out.